All right, we're just making sure Tom's is open here on our after hours StreamYard podcast. Mick Shaffer and Matt Foster here at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. We got our going out hats on. We're not ready to be done working, Matt. We've got this little 10-minute recap of our day today.
But day 3 of our Combine coverage is in the books. So
it is.
Our live shots are done.
Huh?
Got
Working
stuff ready for the 10,
but
our live shots are done.
We got some great stories for tomorrow. I tell you what, I knew there are a lot of local guys here, and and it depends on how wide you want to expand the net. You can maybe get up to 10 guys from the KC area are here at this combine out of 330 some or whatever. Man, their stories are so good. So many good stories. Kids from high schools, big and small, and a lot of them. I mean, most of them dreamed this. One of them said, "I didn't even dream this," right? But a lot of them
didn't even dream about playing football.
Reality until very recently. I've loved hearing these guys' stories.
Yeah, we talked a little bit yesterday about Big Citrus, and I know you'll have more on him. Coming up tonight. But today was DBs and tight ends. Now we didn't have any local DBs, but we did have Toriano Pride from Mizzou and VJ Payne from K-State. I thought Payne was kind of an interesting case just because he played all 4 years at K-State. That type of commitment in the NIL era is very rare, especially if you're a good player. He started the last 41 games of his career there in Manhattan. Yeah. So not only is that durability, that's commitment.
He had plenty of opportunity to jump, didn't he?
Especially with the struggles they had, what equated to the latter half of his career there with the Wildcats. Pride also kind of a cool case. Started his first 2 years at Clemson before transferring to Mizzou. Nice piece in that secondary for the Tigers. Both those guys, day 3 potential though, can always move up that draft position with what they do at the combine. They'll go and do their testing and on-field stuff tomorrow. But it was the tight ends that were an interesting group. And I think it kind of starts with maybe the best answer we've heard at the draft so far, with our own ears, at least, with Miles Kitselman.
So Miles Kitselman, little background here. He's from Linden, Kansas, which I've been telling people, I'm going to look it up right now. It's between Topeka and Emporia, basically. It's a town. It says on Wikipedia that it's got over 1,000 people, 1,037. I think that's an exaggeration. I've been through Linden. I know, small town, Kansas, Americana, all that stuff.
Have you personally counted every person that lives in Linden?
Nope, but I don't think I'd get to 1,037. I'll tell you that right now. They play 8-man football now. Apparently, they switched right after Miles Kitselman went to school. He's a player from Linden, so it's just east of Emporia, and it's straight south of Topeka. So I was kind of right. It's on Highway 75 there. You leave Topeka, go straight south. You run right into it. A lot of people are not moving there, apparently. So they play 8-man football now. I think they changed right after he left. This guy has gone to Hutch, the number 1 football JUCO in the country, Alabama 2 years, and then finished at Tennessee. Now he's going to the NFL. That story doesn't happen in towns the size of Linden.
No, and just that progression you just kind of listed to go from JUCO to Alabama. And this is still when Saban was head coach there right before?
Yeah, and he was just there 1 year at Hutch.
So that's an even quicker jump. But sometimes guys from those smaller towns, all they need is really just a little bit more exposure. And obviously, you mentioned it. You had to look it up on a map. Nice geography lesson there, by the way. Thank you.
Well, I didn't. I knew I could get there. I knew it was south of Topeka, but not a little bit northeast, I guess, of Emporia, but kind of like middle of nowhere, Kansas. Yeah. There's a lot of Kansas that's the middle of nowhere, and he's put the town.
But his answer about being from that small town was probably 2.5 minutes long, talking about how schools in Georgia, California, Texas, those high schools, those towns, they're used to having hundreds of guys go on to be D1 players, not just in football but in other sports. They don't have that in Linden. He said we have more cows than people in Linden.
100% they do.
can't, and he invited us out to go see if that's true. We might have to take him up if he gets NFL money. We won't do that. But he just kind of had a message that, like, it doesn't matter where you're from, no matter how small, like, if you really believe in yourself and put in the work, put in the effort, and trust that your talents can take you as far as you want to go, you'll get that opportunity. And now he's at the NFL Combine. He's not just in the NFL draft realm. He's at the Combine. And again, that's an even smaller, 300 players, if that?
Yeah. Now, it helps when you're 6'5" and you run like a deer, okay? But his message was great to kids out there. Listen, no matter where you're from, this can happen. It's funny, you go to a Wikipedia page for any town in America, and it always says, like, notable people, right? Who's from there? Oh, it's a famous senator or a singer or something like that. There's not even a notable people tab for Lyndon on his Wikipedia page.
Do you have a Wikipedia login? Can you go and,
and I tell you, there's what's that?
Can you go add his name on there right now? I know some people have.
I could edit it, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there's going to be more because Lyndon has a kid at Illinois who's a defensive back, and then another offensive lineman who went to Kansas State. Now he transferred to JMU. He's at James Madison. So they have 3 guys playing major D1 football out of that tiny little town that, again, now plays 8-man. So that was a great story today. Who else did we run into today?
We had another Rockhurst guy who his first love was far from football.
He was one of those kids, John Michael Gillenborg, went to Rockhurst from Leawood, right on the border there, a Kansas kid. Played every sport growing up. That included football. I played youth football, flag football. And as he said, in his neighborhood, at 4th grade, if I turned tackle, he didn't. His grandpa wouldn't let him, so he didn't play football at all. Till his senior year when Kelly Donahoe made the switch from Blue Springs to Rockhurst. He went from one rival to another, came to Rockhurst, probably saw this giant walking down the hallway and said, just come out for the football team, right? Just
because basketball was his main sport.
You'll be good. And he played him, and he was good, but he lasted 3 games before he got hurt. And he was all mad, but then it was still good enough for Wyoming to offer him. And so it's a great story that he goes to Wyoming and has a good career there. And now he's at the NFL Combine for a sport that he did not play basically in high school whatsoever. But it's, again, like, for these, guys drafting guys out of college, a lot of times the college recruiting the high school kids, a lot of times it's about the measurements, right? If you're a big dude that can run, we'll teach you to football. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of things you feel like they can't teach. So it's he was one of those guys, and it worked out.
Yep, those guys, of course, tight ends. We spoke with several other tight ends today, also big guys.
I liked your story. Explain your story on the tight ends.
Yeah, so at 5, we ran a story on 13 years ago, believe it or not, Travis Kelce was in these very shoes that these guys are in today, going through the drills at the Combine. So we decided to check in with some of these guys, what kind of impact Kelce has had on their careers, and how watching his film and what he does during a game has helped them be better tight ends. And that's talking guys from USC, NC State, Tennessee, just all over the map. It doesn't matter. When you're as good and as well respected in your craft as Travis Kelce is, people take notice, and his game has basically helped, in a way, shape the next generation of upcoming NFL hopefuls.
Absolutely. So tomorrow, we're still going to be here tomorrow. We're going to get a little bit of work in, and then we're going to hit the road back to Kansas City. But it's a big day. We got quarterbacks and receivers, right?
Yep, the playmakers, right? Playmakers, that's what Mahomes always breaks down the huddle.
Yeah. That's them. So we'll have some local flair there. Jalen Daniels from KU will be here. Of course, we'll have the number 1 pick in the draft, most likely, right? In the Fernando Mendoza, who doesn't have a long drive to get here. He's the national champion from Indiana, just down the road in Bloomington.
Future Raider.
That'll be the biggest crowd, right? We saw a big crowd with Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State.
Mendoza, if I had to bet, will have the biggest podium crowd we have seen all week.
We'll have a few local kids as well. Malik Benson from Lansing via Oregon will be at the podium, so we'll talk to him. And then a big day, Jeremiah Love's talking tomorrow. That's one of the running back from Notre Dame. Great player. It's the big debate. Okay, he scores at a high first round pick. He's best player available. He's one of the best, but you don't take running back that early usually. Do the Chiefs gamble on him?
Based on how some of these other guys are testing, like Ruben Bain, he might not be there at 9. Sonny Styles, who's testing out of the charts tonight at the actual on-field drills, he ain't going to be there. David Bailey, if you still feel like the positional value is there for what he gives you and still think he's a good option, Beach made it clear they feel that the value doesn't match, they will go with best available player.
Yeah.
And that very well could be Jeremiah Love at this point.
Yeah. Should be fun. The draft's still going, just kind of ramping up because they're going to perform all weekend long here. You can catch that on NFL Network. Of course, we'll be running the highlights whenever we can on KSHB 41. So we're signing off for the last time this week. It's been a good time with Matt. He drives really fast. So we're looking for him to get us home quickly tomorrow, Matt. Okay, get that lead foot ready. Okay.
Prayers for no construction. Well, it's I-70. There's always construction.
We got to avoid we'll take I-70. That's the only way that won't happen. All right, Matt. Thanks for the time. Thanks to you for watching as well. We'll see you next time, next year.